Hello and welcome to today's edition of IELTS Speaking Part 1 with IELTS.com. Today's topic, as you can clearly see, is about social networks. Again, it's one of the new set of questions, or one of a group of new questions that has recently been published. So let's continue. First, I'm going to talk about social networks before we begin to answer the questions. Social networks are online entities where people communicate. We all know what they are. There's Snapchat, there's Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. In fact, I came across a new one the other day called MeWe. We have lots and lots. Oh gosh, there's so many of them. I don't want to make a complete list, but many countries have their own particular ones. For example, China has its own ones. Korea has its own ones. So there are countries that have their own particular social networks, but there are also international social networks like Facebook, etc. Chatting, speaking to others using messages. Post, putting an article or a message on a social media network. Privacy, of course, keeping your information away from other people. When we say other people, we mean other people who we do not want to have it. When we post something, we're posting our information, not necessarily our private information, but sometimes it is. So privacy means keeping it away from people we don't want to have that information. Apps, applications, of course. Followers, people who follow us. Likes, when people like us. There's lots of other words, but I didn't want to make an exhaustive list and give you too many things to remember. So this list is enough for the questions that are being asked. Okay. Again, this is my color coding to help you to structure your answers. Answer the question, give a reason for your answer, and then any extra information you can add. 4 questions. Do you think it's good to make friends online? What are the disadvantages of social networking apps? Why do you use social networking apps, and how often do you use them? First question. Again, I give you choices of how you can begin. And also I try to stay away from the yes, no. Do you think, do you is a yes, no question, because the answer is automatically yes, no. If you know your grammar, you will know this. Try not to always answer yes, no. Occasionally is okay, but try to show them, the examiner, your skill, the fact that you can use alternatives. So I have absolutely, not at all, and then they are not real friends. Sometimes, excuse me, you know, the question is about making friends. So you can answer like this. And in fact, I'll use this for my answer. I only select one answer from each question. You can stop the video at any time you like and review it. Also, at the bottom of each page, I put in some definitions of some of the underlined expressions you may not be familiar with. Okay, let's begin. So, do you think it is good to make friends online? They're not real friends. Well, they're not real friends. So for me, I rarely like people or friend them. I much prefer to meet people face to face or through my circle of friends. What are the disadvantages of social networking apps? Privacy, being scammed, keeping information private. Sorry, keeping private information. I think privacy is the biggest disadvantage. Sending personal information over the internet is risky, as people can obtain it and do fraudulent things. Why do you use social networks? Purely for friends and family, to meet people, to share my stuff, for work. Let's say, yeah, I use it, or use an app. You can say it or them. If you have one specific app, you can say I use it, but make it clear. Mainly to meet people and make new friends. I post pictures. I post pictures I take and share them with my friends. There are also, that should be there, are also useful. They are also useful, my mistake. They are also useful to learn new things. There are sometimes interesting articles to read. Yes, that should be they. How often do you use social networking apps? My answers range from every day, 2 to 3 times a week, 24/7, never. Let's use never. I never use them. I'm a bit old-fashioned, so I believe in regular communication over the phone, meeting people face to face, and socializing in real company. There are still people who like to do this. I am one of them. Okay, that's the end of the lesson. So again, look at the answers, see how the answers fit in with you. Choose an answer that's more appropriate for you. Practice it. Practice the pronunciation, the intonation. If you want to change it, practice changing it, adding new words, removing words. Use your own vocabulary if you have your own vocabulary and want to try it. Okay, so that's the end. Please subscribe, and also please comment. The more comments we get, the better we can make these videos. And see you in the next video.